Chapter 2, Customary Units of Measure of our culinary math sequence. And the objective of this chapter is to recall and define equivalents of weight and volume measures. So again, a lot of this is going to be recap from things that you learned in culinary basics, pastry, and cuisine. And we're going to relate it to how we're going to apply it to catering and the overall culinary math. So before we really dive in, we need to define the difference between weight and volume. So weight is measures how heavy an ingredient is. It's measuring the heaviness. Typically, the unit used is ounces or pounds in our American system. We use it to measure flour, sugar in bulk, and then meats. Those are the common things. So an example would be like 8 ounces of flour. And we typically are going to use a scale for that form of measurement, whether it be in a digital, balance scale, or portion scale. Okay. Then on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have our volume, which is typically a fluid ounce or dry measuring cups. So it is the amount of space the ingredient takes up. So if we're doing fluid ounces, it's going to be like water, milk, oil. And then if you're using dry volume, it's going to be your measuring cups, like a cup, a half cup, quarter cup, etc. So then the opposite, like I said, is your liquid volume, which is your liquid measuring cups. You can do fluid ounces with weight, but it's typically going to be done using that liquid volume. And then here are just some standard volume equivalents that you've learned in your other culinary classes. 1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons, 1 cup equals 16 tablespoons, 1 pint is equivalent to 2 cups, and 1 quart is equivalent to 2 pints, and 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So again, if you draw out your G, if you recall, a lot of these equivalents are reviewed. And then here's some additional to the fluid ounces. So it's just showing the conversion of how many fluid ounces are in each of these measurements. So that will help you with conversions. And then here's where people get a little confused. This is the ounce confusion. So 8 ounces is a weight measure, while 8 fluid ounces is a volume measure, which we just defined in our previous slides. So 1 cup, which is 8 fluid ounces of water, equals 8 ounces of water. However, that is not true with other ingredients. So for example, honey, 8 fluid ounces of honey equals 12 ounces. It weighs 12 ounces. So you need to make sure that you're really following the proper unit and using the proper measuring tool to make sure that your recipe turns out correctly. So here is that G that we referenced that you did back in your other culinary classes to help you remember your gallon conversions. So you have this for reference. You can draw it out on your notes so you can keep referencing it if you need it, which now leads us into our practice problems. So you can use all of these equivalents to help you respond to your free practice problems. There'll be a separate screencast that goes over how to do those. Thank you.